So, for a little bit of preface, I guess. So, while this is on the highest difficulty, this is on PlayStation 2, which the only way to actually get this is play the PAL version because um, they had made the game for the US first, and then Japan, and then the like power release got delayed a bit. So, to kind of compensate for that, they gave them an extra difficulty, which is European Extreme, which is now pretty much the standard. So this is kind of where it all started. And there's some specific strats for Sons of Liberty and for this version specifically because of the lower frame rate, we can actually abuse some stuff. And there's even a boss that's completely different because of it. Anyway, let's get started. We're going to be doing a new game plus, and the reason for that is that way we can skip a little tutorial segment in the plan section, and it does change up one of the bomb placements, but it's actually for the better. Makes it a little bit faster.
Yeah, the PAL version is definitely unique, especially on the PS2. You get all the nice glitches you can do on Sons of Liberty PS2 when it comes to swim, skip, and later game, and a lot of unique stuff that we'll explain throughout the run.
All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna start this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, dude.
Thanks.
So the first thing that you're going to see early on is when we get up to the Olga fight. One thing on the PAL PS2 version is she always goes left at the start, which gives us a chance to get a loop where she doesn't talk at all, and it's the fastest way. But it's not exactly consistent on this version. She can not always loop. It's like 75% consistent or so. So we'll see if Tyler gets that. But going up to Olga, not really much changes. We just go through the ship, get up to the top, and then see where the ship is headed, basically.
Yeah. And one thing to kind of mention is that for European Extreme, she will kill you no matter what health you are at. So yeah, you can actually try to use that to our advantage here and take a little bit more damage and make these rooms go by a little bit quicker. So you'll see here I'm gonna actually intentionally take damage here and it's a little bit faster doing it like that. So yeah, it doesn't really matter for our health pool. And if I'm not mistaken, on the Japanese Soul version, she also always goes left, correct?
I think so. I have yet to really confirm that, but it seems like it. So.
Yeah. It's very strange how she always goes left on these two versions, but not on US. And then whenever they did Substance and the HE collection, it's again randomized. It's just really weird inconsistencies with that in the programming.
Hashtag MGS2 things, of course. Just 65 different versions, 65 different outcomes. So,
yep. A long list of differences on the wiki if anyone's really interested in the nitty-gritty of these games, because there's a lot of minor differences across the board for all the versions. So going through deck D, I'm doing a little bit of a distraction shot, and if we get it right, he will not see us. Oh, but we did trank him, so actually we'll see us, and he'll most likely shoot us, which again, it's fine. Slows us down a little bit, but again, the health pool doesn't really matter for this fight in particular. Later on, though, we're going to want to not take damage to kind of be safer for the guard rush fight, but for the Olga fight, it doesn't really matter too much. Slows us down a little bit. So I'll be listening for a specific audio cue in the music to try to move from the spot. Just found my D-lines, so see if this works out. Ooh, okay. She didn't reload. Reloading usually means that she won't... Yeah, that's kind of weird that she still didn't loop. All right, we'll attempt to do this, although we do die in one shot, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, this can get real hairy real quick if you don't get the loop on PAL. She is fierce.
Okay. Oh no. Well. I can still try and salvage this. Oh! That was interesting. To be honest,
wow.
Yeah, that was a bit of a interesting turn of events. But yeah, fun fact: anytime that I've lost the loop and I've tried to salvage it, I've never been successful. That was cool.
That was good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, she literally jumped out of like, I don't know, like she was super surprised that I actually hit that shot, so she had to jump for joy. Okay. Oh, try to do the dav drop. Can you do it on the PS2? I never
You can do it on,
actually
yeah,
tried.
you can do it on any version.
Okay, I figured as well. I tried
You can
doing
even
it
do it
in
on
practice. Yep, you can. Blue was trying that last night. He was doing a like rake method where like he uses 3 fingers to like mash one button, and he's getting it some of the time.
That sounds
Crazy.
terrible, but yeah, animation cancel. You can get up there if you unequip your weapon and then just mash square. Sometimes snakes fall animation just won't play, so it saves about 3/4 of a second if you get it.
And right there, just shooting the ceiling and quickly moving over through the room makes it to where we can get past that camera cycle. We'll say this throughout the run and be doing these warning shots to make them call on the radio and have us go through the room pretty quickly. Right here, I'm going to try to do a quick headshot here. May not get it. A little bit too far to the right. It's okay, we can just shoot him once more. My ammo situation is not the best, thanks to Olga. I can try to remember if there's ammo behind the pipe on PAL. Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure there is, yeah.
I think it's US that it's not there. I remember that, like one of the versions like that ammo pack is not there for whatever reason. So I'll be picking up that extra ammo pack because I had to waste a couple more shots on Olga. So for the engine room, I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible because if we do, we can avoid this guy here, which we did. So he would usually see you, but if you move through the room fast enough, he actually won't see you, and this makes it to where you will go through the room faster, and you'll have some more health as well to work with. Just pause a little bit just to be safe. And he'll get interrupted by falling asleep before he finishes calling in the alert. We do that to skip a little mini cutscene there.
GG not blowing up the ship. Very good.
Yep, I did that in practice, so I'm glad I didn't do it now. This is on console. It's on PlayStation 2 console. The real deal.
And one thing I'm not sure that was mentioned earlier, Tyler is going to be going for Big Boss rank, which is no saves, no continues, just 3 mandatory alerts, so you don't take any additionals, no kills, no rations used. We are playing on not game over if discovered, so we can get spotted, but as long as the radio call doesn't complete and you hear the alert chime, then it doesn't actually count as an alert. You've already seen that we've kind of abused that throughout the run, and we're going to be abusing that a little more to our advantage just to get through rooms quicker.
Yep, definitely is very helpful. The fact that we can kind of mess with the guards and have them call on the radio, but then by the time that they finish the call, we're already gone, so makes things go by a bit quicker.
So the guard rush encounter coming up, it's going to be 11 total guards, 8 in the main wave, 3 in the last wave. Tyler shot the USP to stun that guard in place so he could shoot him a lot easier, and then he's just going to M9 these guards as they come out. Duck every now and then to avoid getting shot because he can take 2 shots, and then the third one would kill him.
Oh, okay. I figured there was 2 more. Okay, this is fine. Just take it a bit slower. Okay. Well. Oh, okay.
Rip.
Well, yeah. I was thinking about just doing Trangs because on the PS2 versions, doing the lethal kill strat can be kind of troublesome sometimes, so it's not as consistent as it is on, say, the HD versions. Okay, let's just okay. All right.
The HD versions, you would just quote-unquote kill those last 3 guards, but they wouldn't count as kills since the cutscene would start sooner. On the PS2 versions, you got to do some wacky stuff. Most people just tend to trank the first guard, then kill quote-unquote the last 2 guards, but it's an unfortunate mishap.
Okay, we're just gonna stand far away, and we're gonna just trank these 3 guys. Oh. Okay. Unfortunate, but happens. And now, so you saw me go to the camera earlier, and the reason for that is for this ladder glitch coming up here. So whenever you actually use the camera while trying to go on the ladder, you can move around a certain way, and you'll essentially just drop down to the bottom, which is interesting. I don't know who initially discovered that, but yep, makes that faster, and now you'll be able to see it again.
Oh.
It's all right.
Snake!
We initiated development of Metal Gear Ray as a countermeasure to these pirated weapons.
Just moved a little too much there at the very end of that.
Metal Gear is, of course, another Metal Gear.
Okay. Yeah, make up for it. I'll just do the fastest. Like going through that just to make up for my little mishap there.
Yeah, tranking that last guard and trying to slip past him and is not the easiest thing in the world.
Knows the specifications for Metal Gear. Worse yet, so do a number of rogue saviors.
And hold these 3 guards by changing the projector. And now we gotta take pictures of Metal Gear Ray. And we'll be doing it from 3 different spots. One of them is not going to look very convincing. That's the marine lettering. It's going to be from a specific spot. For whatever reason, the game will register it being the marine lettering, even though it's nowhere close to it, really, as far as like actually being able to see it.
There's actually a 2-spot variant you can do, but it only can be done on widescreen versions of the game. So that'd be Substance PC and then HD collection. It cannot be done on 4x3 versions of the game, but that is the tanker.
And even if you set the PlayStation 2 to widescreen, it still won't even matter. Won't even register it for whatever reason. So you've tried. Yep, but now that's the tanker. It's going to be a series of cutscenes. Then we're going to the plant, which is where 80% of the game takes place in. This is just sort of the intro section where we play as Snake, but Raiden's going to be our main character here. Although for the very beginning of it, it's going to be pretty much just a rehash of codex and tutorials, so there's not going to be too much going on until we talk to Stillman and start doing bomb disposal. That won't be for another couple minutes. But I will be showing off a little cool trick. So similar to the ladder glitch, you can do something similar in the plant chapter with the railing. Now, while this doesn't necessarily save time, it may even lose some time. Still interesting nonetheless. So you'll go to the scope, do a similar thing where you do a punch buffer, and all of a sudden we're swimming. Yeah, especially if you don't get up that really quickly, then this is for sure slower. But, you know, with this, we can skip a codec, and that door doesn't exist. And that guy's doing all right. We're just going to make our way through here.
Very nice.
Do the elevator out of bounds? No. I don't think so. We might be here all morning if I'd try that.
Yeah, that is a little hard to pull off in optimal fashion. It might save time in a perfect world, but it's jank.
Not worth. Yeah, it's not really worth it in like the grand scheme of things, but it looks cool nonetheless. So I have to wait for the elevator to come back down, which on PAL takes a really long time compared to the other versions. The elevator speed is really slow. But luckily, it's not going to matter too much because we'll be able to just wait around essentially and wait for it to come down. But typically there'll be 2 guards, but on the high difficulty there's actually 3 guards. So we're going to deal with this guy first, and then the other guy's going to be noticing us.
Yeah, so Tyler's just going to give him a little love tap.
Little nut tap, yep.
Doink.
And he's going to see us, and we're just going to hide over here and then knock to distract the other guard. He's going to see the body, and we're just going to wait up top here. because they're all going to stay down there. They're all going to be looking at the body.
Man, this takes forever on PAL.
Yeah. Yeah, like usually
Jeez.
by the time that line ends, the elevator's already there, but it's still not here yet. Yeah, it's crazy. Essentially just telling us about the whole premise of like why we're here, and that's to rescue the president. He's been taken hostage and terrorists are demanding money. So we're having to go find him. You have to go to the Bravo team, which will find some guy called Iroquois Pliskin. Don't know who that is. But we'll be running into him and then eventually running into Peter Stillman, and then we'll be getting rid of all the bombs in Shell 1 core. That's pretty much like a TLDR of like what they're all talking about. Then they're just rehashing, go to the node to change options and turn on the radar and all that stuff, which we won't be doing at all.
Yeah, we don't need no radar.
Yeah.
Not time for that.
Yeah. And the game's going to suggest that we go into hanging mode to get around these guards, but again, it's a little too slow for my taste, so we're just going to run into him. And this guy's going to see us, but by the time that he's going to call in the alert, it'll be too late. And now we finally get a weapon, get the SOCOM from Pliskin, which we'll be using a little bit of it, but primarily we'll be using the M9, which is what we use in the tanker section as well. But we won't begin that till Strut F, which won't be for a little while. Be about halfway through bomb disposal. I remember that X's decline on the PS2 version and not circle like I'm used to. Don't want to get hit by the save boss.
Save boss can lose a fair bit of time if you accidentally press save because it has to load up your saves and then you have to get out of it. And it's the worst on the PS3, but it's not too bad on PS2.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to be dozing our way over to Strut C, and we'll be going in a counterclockwise fashion around Shell 1, starting with Strut B and going all the way around, eventually leading back to Strut C. Some struts have more than one bomb, and I'll be mentioning those as they come out, but for now, just tutorial rehashings that we're going to be skipping over.
All right, while we're in the Stillman skip, you guys have a second for a donation?
Sure thing.
Yeah.
So we have a 2022 $20.22 from
Nice.
Plywood himself. He says, cheers to this whole community and your support. Put this tip towards the champagne and hot tub fund. Tyler2022, returning to Metal Gear Ghost Babel in 2021.
Oh no.
Thank you, Plywood.
Soon. You fix my cartridge, and I'll be playing more Ghost Babel. That's something that I've been telling Plywood that I've been doing for a while, and I've just been putting it off because I'm lazy. But hey, 2021, new year, new opportunities. Maybe we'll be playing some Ghost Babel next year. Who knows?
Yep, who knows? But yeah, for the bomb disposal route, we're going to be going counterclockwise. I can't really go clockwise per se on European Extreme. So we'll be going from C to B to A and so on, diffusing multiple bombs throughout with the coolant spray. And then we'll eventually return to Strut C and go from there.
Don't worry, that guy's fine. He's just taking a swim. The game doesn't count him as being dead, so he's all right.
Yeah,
He'll
he'll
be back
climb back
later.
up later.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. He's having a bad day. So for this one, we're gonna have two bombs. We have to go to the roof first, deal with a guard and defuse a bomb through the fence, and then the next one's gonna be in the pipe room or in the pump room by the pipes.
Yep. Same thing.
Yeah.
But this little hold up to cartwheel can be a little tricky. And if you miss it like Tyler did, you just give the guard a little love tap as your backup, defuse the bomb, and then you are on your way. No problems.
Yep. Now, with the Chaff Grenade routing in this version specifically, because of the 25 frames per second, it actually changes things up quite a bit. And certain rooms are actually easier to go through, and you don't need that Chaff Grenade for, and you'll be seeing that later on.
Can I interrupt one more time, please?
Sure
We have
thing.
another donation from Makarov360, and he donates $4.20 and says 420 is funny number. Thank you, Makarov. It is definitely a funny number. I agree.
Oh my god. What a bro.
Now, the Chaff Grenade, we're going to be using it for these next two rooms here. We're going to be using it on the bridge to get past the Cypher, and then in Shroud F, we're going to be using it to quickly go through the room. And that's actually going to put us through a caution, which normally we would not want, but for this use case, it's actually really good because we are able to skip a cutscene, and also makes it to where we can go through the rooms a little bit quicker. And also for Shred E, it's kind of an auto scroller in the fact that we have to wait for one of the bombs to go through the conveyor belt anyway, so it's fine that we have to take that a bit slower. Just gonna grab that ammo because ammo route's tight on this. Oh, kicked me.
Yikes.
I should be fine. I'll just have to take Strat D safer, because if I do get hit by the guy in Strat D, I'll be bleeding. No big deal. But right here, I'm going to be going for the Claymore Pickup. I'm going to roll on a very specific tile, and I'm going to land right on the Claymore. That's going to make it a bit faster in the future whenever we traverse through this bridge again. And on PAL, these ciphers are so slow that you can really be really careless, and they still will not see you at all. So usually for that bridge is really tough and really difficult on all the other versions to go through. And comes to the caution, you have to deal with the caution guard here. Oh. It's not a spray the cameras. That's not good.
Yeah, I don't think that would be effective.
Probably not. I'm grabbing the box here, and then grabbing another pack of stuns. And right here, going to be defusing this bomb here.
Yeah, most versions of the game, you can actually kind of take your time with this version, but while it is somewhat of an auto-scroller, the attack team comes out really, really quick on this version. So you can't just lollygag when you're defusing that bomb. You still have to get out pretty quick before they come down from the helipad here.
Yeah. Now we have to go and defuse the bomb underneath the Harrier, which we'll be fighting later on. And then make our way to Shred D, which is probably one of the more difficult bomb struts. For me, doing an upstairs route where we have to do a couple precise shots and be a bit careful. Okay, I'm slow enough that that guy just passed me. That's okay. At least I'm not punished for being slow. And on European Extreme, they're only asleep for 1 minute, so this guy's already woken up, and so is everyone else in the room, essentially, so I have to retrank him, unfortunately. Oh. I'm holding up one guard here and going to the box. Make it to where he doesn't shoot at us, and we'll make our way out of the room quickly.
Yeah, the box is definitely very useful on the extreme European extreme difficulty route for avoiding getting shot in certain strats later on. Yeah, so Strut D, there's going to be 4 total guards to deal with, and then 3 total bombs to deal with. It's a very complex and complicated room. So good job taking the 3 guards out so far. Then Tyler's going to drop down, get seen intentionally. He's going to jump on top of this guard to interrupt the radio call. Open the hatch slowly, and then while the cutscene is playing, he's actually going to have iframes. Defuse the bomb, and then trank the guard, and that's it. 2 more bombs to defuse, and then he should be able to get out of here safely.
Yep. Now, normally, if I didn't get kicked at this one. So because of what happened in Charted F, I actually took that a little bit safer. Normally, I would take that shot there, but because that would put me into bleeding, that could make things troublesome later, because maybe one of the guards could see my blood trail and then throw them off or something. So that's just to play it safe. It loses a couple seconds, but not that big of a deal. Also worth mentioning that for certain sections on Sons of Liberty, you will be forced to go in a certain direction. So you want to delay movement, and this is one of them where if you just would be like holding the direction, you'll actually get seen by the camera. But that's just a small tidbit about soul movement.
I'm gonna interrupt one more time. We have another donation from Makarov360 again for $1.06, and he says, also lines, when will 106 M9 ammo percentage be a category? You remember it, don't
I
you?
do, and we'll see about category extensions or something, but thanks for
What
the
is the
fix.
I
It's a
forget about the
meme.
context of this.
It's a meme category that a few of us came up with, where at the start of plant, you pick up the M9 and you try to get the ammo full as fast as you can.
Interesting.
So it's really, really strange. So
So I'm wasting all of my SOCOM shots here for the Fortune fight. I believe you don't do this, correct? You do something a little bit different.
I do the iframe strat on PS2 because of lag purposes. I'll lose a ton of time otherwise. But yeah, on the other versions of the game, I just use the box.
Yeah.
It's the same speed.
And again, this guy's gonna have a really bad day. We're gonna knock him again. And this guy will be seeing us, but because we're so far away, he won't be able to actually call in on time. He has to actually run back and then call in rather than just do it immediately. It depends on the distance away from him. So if you're pretty far away, he will run away. But if you're close by, then he'll immediately call it. Make our way down. So funny enough is that the final bomb placement is actually in a pretty easy spot compared to normal and everything below that. Just right on the wall next to the crate, whereas the other one is underneath the submarine. I think that's what that is, a submarine.
Yeah, and then on hard, it's in a really, really weird spot where you have to hang over the rail, go on the other side where the shaver would be. So hard is actually the hardest.
Can you actually reach that from like anywhere else besides having to go into hanging and doing that?
I've tried and I can't figure anything out.
Weird game.
Yep.
So PAL Fortune actually shoots a little bit more often than she would on the other version. So she actually is going to do 12 shots in this first cycle here. So typically she would only do 8.
Yeah, what Tyler will be doing is what Tyler will be doing is doing pop-outs throughout to get iframes. So every time you do a pop-out, you have iframes, and we'll be exploiting that throughout the entire fight.
After 12, could be done. Gonna go over here for a bit. Gonna blow up some more stuff, and then we're gonna sit here until the next cutscene. There's really much to do here as far as making this faster. More or less just a simple auto-scroller. Unless you're on lower difficulties, then you can kind of mess around with for blowing up certain things, making it a bit faster, but to my knowledge, this is the fastest way to do this. Just popping out like this.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the frame rate on the PS2 or the lag, you could actually use a box strat and just kind of just hang in the back of the room and just maneuver around with the box. But if you do that on the PAL PS2 version, due to the lag, you'll lose roughly like 45 seconds.
Yeep.
Pretty bad.
Alright.
Alright,
Up
very good.
enough. Oh! Okay.
Oh. Yeah, if you're near the barrel when that blows up and it hits you, it's an instant one-hit kill.
Yeah. Alright, now making our way to Fat Man, which is the PAL exclusive strat. I also do it on the HD Collection PAL version if you force it to 576i and you play on composite cables, I believe, which is a very weird string of events to make that work, but you can do it apparently on the HD Collection.
Yep, it can be done for sure. So, but it does slow down the rest of the game, so it's really
Yeah.
not worth it.
Worth it,
IMO.
yeah.
So,
So that's gonna be very nice and open the door for us.
thank you,
Again,
sir.
using that box to yeah. So using that box again to make him run back from that door. It's a little bit faster. Again, using the box here to hide away, make them run back. Trank them twice to have them go down. Make our way through the room quickly, and again, we'll have to be using any kind of chaff or any kind of buffer for this room because of the speed of the PAL version. I swear these ciphers move really slow. So this room becomes a whole lot less stressful. We'll need to go into the box here to get through this room for the first part, and then we're going to be shooting to distract the guy on the stairs here. We don't want to shoot too early, otherwise the guys behind us will actually hear it and they'll call in the alert, but if you shoot too late, then that guy's just going to shoot you outright.
Alright, so the Fat Man fight coming up here. PAL exclusive, as Tyler mentioned, we'll be getting him into a loop. We'll defuse the right bomb first, and then we'll get into position near the left bomb. They'll try to shoot at us. We'll avoid getting shot, defuse the bomb, and then we're going to hover around the area where the stun grenades are and just kind of rinse and repeat into a loop. It's more of a distance game. You don't want to be too close or too far, otherwise he will skate away. But it's not super precise. It's somewhat generous. Just shoot a skate, get him to the ground, shoot him once, get into position, and then try to start the loop.
After this one, I'm going to be moving back.
Very nice. Well done.
Thank you. Final bomb in the hardest to reach place.
Obviously.
I don't know why I put him to that side, but I did.
Yeah.
Going to be a series of cutscenes explaining what we have to do next. Essentially, we have to go and disguise ourselves as the enemy, and we have to find Richard Ames, which is a guy with a mullet, but to our knowledge, he's a guy with a pacemaker, which we have to use the directional mic for, which we'll also be getting in the show encore, but essentially it's just a whole quest to try to find this guy. We have to grab a couple things beforehand.
Yeah, and since we're playing on New Game Plus or Plus Plus, Aim's position is randomized once we get in the room. If you play on New Game, it's actually in a fixed position, but don't want to play a New Game since you have to endure a 69-minute cutscene with Stillman at the start of Bomb Disposal. At least I think it's 69 minutes.
Thank you, Makarov, for the tier 1 gift sub to BMN. Appreciate it.
That brings our current total to 132, I believe. So
Very nice, very nice.
really, really good. Nope, 133.
Using Chaff Grenade here on this bridge part since we didn't use any earlier, so may as well just use one now. I was actually laughing at it this morning. I'm glad that actually worked. I wanted to show that off.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's cutting a little close, but hey, it worked out. Oh, dead zone on the DualShock 1.
That's a weird dead zone.
Wow, that took a while to see me. Okay. Besides that little weird dead zone, that was alright. So yeah, now that we have our weapon, we can fully disguise ourselves now. Just gonna be making our way over. Do have to deal with this cipher here. So first we're going to be going down to B2 to grab the directional microphone. It's just a little room. It's on the floor laying around. After that we'll be going to B1, grabbing a guard and using him to open the retinal scanner door, and we'll just find Ames. Now there'll be a running man here, which will cause us to have two little mini cutscenes, but we'll just skip them.
Yeah, it's very important that you don't do any like extra actions in front of these guards, like punch or cartwheel into them, because it can cause an alert if the guards get suspicious, even though you are in full disguise.
All right, make sure I'm off of M9. I had a little mishap in my practice session where I forgot about the M9, and it was very awkward. We're knocking on the wall here and bringing him over here and doing a little setup to where he'll be perfectly lined up.
Easy grab.
Yep. You can actually make that a little bit faster if you go a little bit further down, but I haven't learned that setup yet. But it's only a little bit faster, so it's a minuscule difference, but it does matter. All right, see where Ames is at. Hopefully he's not on the left side, but if he is on the left side, I can at least show something cool, but let's see. Oh, left Ames, left Ames. Oh, left Ames. Okay, so I can at least show this. Okay, so if he's on this side, I could do a punch-punch-kick combo, and then while you're doing the actual end of the combo, you twitch to the directional mic, and you hold R1. Wait for him to stop being stunned. And then you're able to actually talk to him. And this makes it to where you can pretty much grab names from like any spot because beforehand in the past it'd be kind of troublesome and you'd have to watch their patterns and just be a big mess. But at least with this, even if you get a really bad names, you can at least consistently get it. And you don't have to worry about guard patterns and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely a good backup for sure on these higher difficulties, because if the guards see you, it's an instant game over. There's no calling in the backup or anything, so got to be careful.
All right, now we're going to be on our way out of here. We're going to be heading back towards Shred F to pick up the PSG-1 since we just got a new level key card. We're able to actually grab it now. Needing that for the Harrier fight in terms of taking out the sensors.
Nice fast elevator.
Thanks. There we go. All right. That'll work out.
Yeah, the health isn't really going to matter too much come Harrier time, since most of the attacks you would die in one hit anyway. As long as you're not like bleeding going into Harrier, then you're generally fine.
Not dealing with the other ciphers because, again, since we were on PAL, we only have to deal with them anyway. So just taking out that one because otherwise we would be seen. Ooh. Okay, backup guys wanting to join in too on the fun. Guess we'll just do the backup then. Don't know what actually causes him to come check it out too, but oh well, backup.
I think it's like how quick you deal with the card, or
maybe I was too
or
quick or something. Yeah,
I don't
probably.
know. Yeah. Good awareness though, for sure.
Yep. And here, going to be going to the box. So there's guards all around here. Oh. Okay. This guy may see us. Nope. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I was looking at the caution timer, and I should be plenty fine for just continuing on through.
Yeah, I would just run for sure.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, if the caution timer is too low when you enter strut D and it runs out when you're like in the middle of the room, the attack team guard is going to exit the room in the direction you're coming, and then you two will have an interaction and he'll see you, and then that's not a fun time. All right, so before the Harrier fight, Tyler's going to be taking out some Semtech sensors. There's going to be 14 total sensors, including 2 that are on ciphers, which if you blow up the ciphers before blowing up the sensor, then you blow up the entire bridge. And obviously you don't want to shoot the Semtechs either. We'll be using a mixture of the SOCOM pistol and the PSG-1 we just picked up. You really just need the PSG-1 for those. Really just one of those ciphers up there. You can hit one of them with the SOCOM, but can't progress without the sniper rifle, unfortunately.
And because I'm a smart speedrunner, I'm going to save the worst ones for last, so that way if I mess up, I get to do this all over again. But hey, we're not going to mess up. Okay. Just wait for this one. Yep. Okay.
All right, fairly clean. So the Harrier fight coming up, Tyler's going to go for a 5-shot start. He'll do 3 shots, do one kind of above him, and then turn around and do a 5th shot. A little tricky to do, but it's a little bit easier on the slower frame rate. Should P5, yep. Very good.
And now RNG.
Yeah, when the Harrier flies back, he can go in a wide variety of directions. He can go in the water sometimes. We're going to try to get as many shots off as he can, so he'll get probably 2 off here.
Yeah.
You can get 3 depending on where the Harrier is, but 2 is pretty average. Now we're going to wait to skip this cutscene at a particular time. That way we can do our die shots. A little bit late on the skip, unfortunately, but still managed to get 1 of the 2.
Behind me.
Yeah, the Harrier can go 1 of 2 ways after that phase, and then Tyler's going to do 2 shots of the Harrier, hesitate for a moment, and then do a pop out to get iframes. And after the missile phase, get a couple shots off here, and then just going to do iframes while he shoots missiles at us. Then once he's done, we'll just shoot a couple more shots at him and end the fight. Pretty clean.
Missed one of the die shots, unfortunately, but other than that, pretty good. Now the leap of faith. But coming up, I will be doing a particular knock strat on, was it the KL perimeter? I think it's called the like upstairs portion of this, essentially.
Yeah, just the perimeter, basically. So
yeah, the perimeter. But oh, forgot need BDU. Very important.
yeah, the BDU acts as camouflage to a degree, so guards won't see you from as far away as if you have that on, even though you don't have your mask or whatever it's called.
Yep. It's not really explained anywhere in the game. It's just a side effect of the actual item. At least I don't think it's explicitly explained that this makes the like vision shorter on the guards.
Yeah, I've never seen it in anywhere.
Shimming across here, whenever you swap weapons, makes you go a little bit faster on both crawling and whenever you're actually going up to the wall like this, so makes it a little bit faster. More so useful in Twin Snakes than in 2. And again, thanks to the PAL frame rate, we will not even be worrying about throwing a chaff here because the servers are so slow that they will not even see us. Probably even like flop right there and you'll still be good. Like they're that slow.
All right, now we're in the Shell 2 core.
Yeah, this is where the game kind of slows down a bit once we actually grab Emma. But for now, I have to go and grab the missile launcher from downstairs, and we'll be using probably the best thing for the soul version. That's the swim skip, or the elevator skip, where if you go prone to the elevator door, you'll fall through the level, but on the B1 floor, there's actually a ceiling, so you actually land on that. Next to where you won't just fall into the endless abyss out of bounds.
Yeah, and this can be done on any of the PS2 Sons of Liberty versions of the game, so US PAL and JP, not on Substance or HD Collection, unfortunately. We're just going to break through the stairs there and just run through the water.
Yeah, yeah, run through water. And the camera is not very nice, so I'd be a little bit careful here. Okay. Don't get blown up by that mine.
Yeah, those mines are still active even in this state, and on Euro, it is a one-hit kill at any health.
Nope. And we're doing that again to actually go towards Vamp as well. All right, so we're going to be shooting the wall to kind of wake him up because he's kind of dozing off right now. Actually, no, he's actually fully asleep. So we're going to wake him up with a nice little explosion at the wall. Oh, please climb the thing. Okay, good. So if you're actually too slow, he will run towards the actual panel and then he will fall over, which you would think would be okay, but it actually kills him. But if he goes and he ducks at the panel, then it actually won't kill him. It's kind of a weird thing about the game. I don't know why they did it like that. Like he's lower to the ground, so it would make more sense, right? But
Yeah, and on every difficulty except very easy, it is if you do hit the president, it is a one-hit kill for him, and it's a game over. Very easy, it does take 2 shots to kill him.
a series of cutscenes, and I believe in this version it actually uses some of the tanker mission pictures because in the later version they use a stock image. Yep, that's one of those that like we actually took, but I believe in like the HD collection version they just use a stock image from the very top right at like the upstairs route.
Yep, that's correct.
Very, very weird.
Again, just MGS2 things. So.
Yeah. So now I'm setting up M9 and the coolant. So similar to how we did before, we will be using that to actually go through the stairs and then go from crawling to standing very quickly. Oops.
Yeah, so no traditional swim glitch. We'll be doing the swim skip instead, which is very free, very easy to do, and much, much faster. That's why PS2 is good for the most part.
There's some
fun
downsides, yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna work our way over here. Do 2 cartwheels to the side, and then this cartwheel all the way down, and you'll be able to just go here.
All right, so the Vamp Fight coming up. Tyler's going to be doing non-lethal strats. So he's going to Trank Vamp at the start. Vamp's going to go under, and then we're going to be doing some punches as he approaches you. We do want to avoid his knife attack because it is a one-hit kill on European Extreme. We generally want to try to get 6 to 8 punches per cycle before he tries to swipe at us again. But we want to remain close to him because it'll keep him in this position and then he won't go back into the water. And while he's getting up, he gets iframes for the swipe, does punches, and then just rinse repeats and avoids the attack. And also very important that you don't do a punch-punch kick on accident because a kick will kick him back into the water. And got the fast ending as well because he ended the last hit on a kick, so Vamp goes in the water about 3 seconds faster, so very nice.
If I could interrupt for a quick second, we have a $3 donation from King of the Bees. Says PS2 Pog. Thank you, Bees, for the donation.
Thank you so much.
Dude.
Maybe going towards Emma now. Have to be traversing her through all of Shell 2 core, and then be going to sniping section. This is kind of where the game slows down, in a sense where we're not really doing much, and the whole pacing of it kind of slows down. But once we actually get past the sniping section, then things start to ramp back up again for the end game. But it's kind of a more laid back part of the run.
I do want to point one thing out. You are opting out of the body armor.
Yes, I am, and I'm probably the only one that does that, but let's see if that bites me in the butt later. But yes, I typically skip it. My opinion is not worth it unless you're doing like fast raise, which I'm not doing. But assuming that my Tengu 2 goes pretty well, I won't need it. But if things go bad, then I'll probably die. So, it's just a gamble we're going to take here and just to see what happens. I felt pretty good about it at a practice because I actually considered picking it up, but I had like 3 good Tengu 2s in practice. So, we'll call that consistency, I guess, to some degree, and we'll say that it'll be okay.
Yep, it's a trade-off for sure. I mean, it's useful for Tengu 1.
Excuse me, Tengu 1, not Tengu 2. Tengu 1, excuse me.
Yeah, Tengu 2 is absolutely free,
yeah,
but
yeah,
we'll explain later. But yeah, nice chill part of the run, a little bit of a break. So yeah, definitely grab your snacks, grab your popcorn, use the bathroom if you need be, while we escort this girl out of the core.
Yeah, nothing much going on here. Except for whenever we actually go to the first floor, there's a couple things that could go wrong, but I mean, it's pretty simple. And you can see why we want to actually skip swimming, because as you can see, especially on the PAL version, it is sluggish. It is like swimming through molasses with a really bad frame rate, and then just swimming on the PS2 in general, it just makes it really slow. Fortunately, you cannot swim skip back over to where to the beginning, so we actually have to swim through here. Oh god. Okay.
Yikes. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'll try that again. It's okay.
What's wrong? Right.
Traverse
Yeah,
this molasses yet again.
I have definitely done that before a few times. Not the easiest thing in the world to avoid those mines, and obviously one-hit kill on Euro.
I don't know, that's the third continue, I believe.
Your second or third.
Yeah, I think I had 2 in Tanker. First of plant, though.
Yep.
Alright, and... What? Okay, I've never hit that one before, actually. I've never hit that one before. That was really weird.
Yikes. Yeah, it's because you bounced.
I guess...
Going the other direction, if I don't do swim glitch, I started to hit that recently on a corner bounce, so I've always just gone low. Before I was gutsy and just didn't do that, but yeah, just go low and be done with it.
Alright, take 3.
Third time's the charm.
Yep. Jeez.
Right, we managed to avoid drowning.
Don't want to have that health bar go too low, otherwise she'll start to whine and complain, and because I took that a little bit slower, I wanted to resurface a bit earlier. But anyway, now that we're through that swimming section, which is why we skip it, or why we want to skip it.
Oh no, bugs.
Hey, get back here.
I can't handle bugs.
Once we see the camera change, go into the elevator. Now I'll be guiding her through the room. Not going to be taking a direct path, since otherwise we actually will be seen, so I'm going to actually delay it a little bit, so we just kind of go straight down to make that a bit easier. And get a little cutscene of one of the guards in the elevator coming down. Don't know where he came from, because we didn't see him earlier, so... really a mystery where he was. So I just realized I had the Have the AK equipped. I'm used to VE now because I went straight to the AK. I was like, had to like think for a second, like, oh no, I have the AK.
I mean, you could use the AK, it just wouldn't be a
Yeah.
fun time. And it takes like
No.
15 bullets to kill a guard.
And then they would all probably hear it and it'd be just a disaster, yeah.
Yep.
Now we're gonna bump Emma through the door.
Nice.
Have her spawn a little bit further up. It's a bit quicker going through this room.
All right, good. No soft lock. So on the HD versions of the game, this has a tendency to soft lock the game because Emma just falls through the level into the ocean, and there's nothing you can do, even if you take a continue or whatever. I've seen it happen maybe once or twice on PS2. I've never seen it happen on PC. So it's generally safe to do on the older versions of the game, but for HD versions, for whatever reason, it just tends to soft lock. Unless your name is Joseph Joestar 316, and it doesn't soft lock for him, but meh.
And thanks for the Chaff Grenade, you can just go through this room. Even though we actually get spotted, you can just simply make our way through. And these last two guards here.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes it'll go to the back of his neck rather than to his head, even though the laser's right there. That's alright, though.
Yeah, it's just janky hitboxes at times when you try to hit guards from behind.
Look overhand, please.
Jeez, it was far away, too.
Yeah. I want to check my ammo count. I am good. 27. And when I need at least a little bit of M9 ammo, especially for Tengu 2, we'll be needing at least one shot. And unless you pick up some like extra ammo, sometimes ammo can get kind of tight. I think I actually picked up an extra ammo pack in Strut D, so it's all good. Now the sniping section.
Yeah, so the sniping section, we're going to be taking on a series of enemies, ciphers, and claymore mines on the oil fence itself. It's a bit of an auto-scroller, but on European Extreme, there is a fair amount of things to do. You do want to keep on your toes that take out the claymores early so Emma doesn't trip on them and die. And you want to take out the guards in a timely fashion. That way she doesn't get spotted, because if she gets spotted, it can lose a ton of time. She can lose health, die, obviously. And where Tyler's standing is every time the PSG-1T ammo gets at 5 bullets or below, the box will automatically respawn, so it's basically unlimited PSG-1T ammo from here. And one other thing you want to try to avoid is zooming in too much, because Emma has a tendency to fall if you zoom in for whatever reason on this first section of the oil fence. And if she falls, it loses about 7 seconds.
Okay.
One more.
What? Oh, shoot.
VE on the brain?
A little bit, man, a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it took a little bit of damage, but it's all good. Oh, one more. Oh, okay, look at that later. It's no big deal.
Yeah, that Claymore's a little tricky to get. You got to be in a pretty particular position in order to get it, but we'll get it later. I'll remind him if he forgets.
I'll begin the next Pentasman go around. Yeah, it's like I haven't really ran Euro very often, and I've been doing a lot of VE, so like there's like some certain things here that I'm like thinking about VE for, like, oh, there's only 2 here, and in reality there's actually 3. Like it's gonna be one here, which normally. Oh, there we go. All right. So yeah, next time that these guards here are going to show up, we're going to use the Pentasmin again. And I'll probably move a little bit to take out that last Claymore. Cypher's going to be starting to spawn here above us to the right.
Fun fact about the ciphers: if you opt to do this section lethally, a lot more ciphers do spawn. I think it's just to compensate for the lack of elements, because the guards are still on screen, they're just sleeping. But I think you have like an additional 6 or 7 ciphers if you
Yeah.
choose to kill the guards, and it can get pretty chaotic on Euro.
Did not know that.
While we do have a minute, I do want to remind everybody that this is Metal Gear T, a 3-day speedrun event marathon, celebrating our affiliation on the Metal Gear Speedrunners Twitch channel. We've had a ton of support over the last couple of days. This is the third and final day, but we're just getting started. We got a ton of speedruns lined up for you. If you type in !T, you can see the entire schedule full of Metal Gear and non-Metal Gear content. So be sure to stay tuned for 12 plus hours of action. And we do thank you for the support and generosity you guys have put forth so far.
Yep, just nothing more to really do here. Took out the 3 guards. Gonna be 1 more guard here, and then have a couple more ciphers to go through. But other than that,
Did you get the mine?
pretty... Yep, got it. While you were doing your spiel, I got the mine. Yep.
Just making sure. Just looking out.
Yep. I believe it has happened once on the channel where I think it's Stealth Edge. He was he forgot one of them, and it was really painful to watch. Oh. Okay, got him.
Kill the seagulls. Nah, man.
Nah. Although I was flirting around with the idea once of like maybe if we take them all off screen, maybe there'll be less lag and therefore maybe things will be faster. But no, it actually doesn't do anything. Hey, I was doing that. Interrupted me, Snake.
Yeah, Snake comes to help really, really late. All he can really do is shoot like 1 cipher, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Awesome help.
And on the Lord of All, he calls you, here, where it makes more sense. But like right now, it's like, oh, hey, sorry, I'm here. Like, okay, thanks. We already did everything.
Wow, and thanks to Apache for the gift sub to Tiny Tim, and thanks for Tiny Tim gifting the 5-pack of subs. So awesome generosity.
Can we? Okay. It's fine. All right, we're good. Made things interesting. So here, we're going to be essentially shooting him. I don't know why I grabbed that. In the leg a lot. Pushing from leg to leg. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I like to aim a little bit lower, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
It's all right. It's all the same. Goes down the same way. All right, so now we have to head over to Shell 1 Core to do the computer room. I'll eventually be doing endgame here.
Yep, things are about to get exciting for sure. Things are going to ramp up quite a bit once we get into Arsenal. Yeah, it's very important that Tyler doesn't take any sort of continue here, because it is a time section, as you see the time left on the screen. Any time section you take a continue on, you have to go back to the beginning of the section, and you'll lose about a minute. Alright, he's got a Chaff Grenade, so it shouldn't be much of an issue.
Oh,
Never mind.
Oh, I am again picking a VE where this doesn't matter. Okay. It's okay.
Well,
We get to see that all over again.
all right. I am going to shut up till you get an arsenal.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. You know, I want to perfect that one chaff strat that I did, so I want to show it again. Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Stop playing VE. I know. I'm trying to play European Extreme. I got VE on the brain. Been infected with VE. All right, we're gonna look at the actual. Yep, there we go. Oh, would you look at that? See, that's what you don't do, and that's how you do it correctly. I was just showing a compare and a contrast. You know.
Right.
But anyway, now we're gonna go over into Arsenal gear now. But first, we have to watch, or well, skip through all these cutscenes here. But we'll be pretty chill for a while until we get to Tengu One. Then things start to ramp up. But up until then, it's just going to be us traversing through one room, really.
Which it can be a little tricky if you happen to
Yeah.
miss the leap, but it's not too bad.
You know, given the rest of the run, I'm going to say we're going to be fine.
You got
I think
this.
everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. So, you know, I think I've got all the wrongdoings out of my system now. So I did practice in-game a bit.
You know this fellow? You remember me, don't you? You've grown.
Fun fact here, you don't even need to even press triangle. It's just a waste of your arm strength. Even if your O2 goes down to 0, you will not take damage.
Yeah, this is kind of just a tutorial for a section later on. So
Yeah. All right.
Olga, you can't.
She's gonna give us a little love tap here. Gonna lightly punch us, which is gonna take out a third of our health. Yeah, for whatever reason, they have her like punch equal an actual gunshot wound, which is interesting. And on Euro, that's pretty big.
yeah, you don't get any more health refills until after Ray, so you're gonna be stuck with this for quite a while. Definitely gotta manage it.
Yep. So without body armor, I can take one shot from a gun, and that's it, essentially. But with the body armor, I believe you can take 2 or 3.
Yep,
So,
you can take 3 since it reduces the damage in half.
yep. All right, go left side, not the right side.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the leap. All right. Pass this camera.
If you miss that leap, you're losing a bare minimum of 11 seconds, and it's a lot harder to deal with on Euro, but thankfully, he got it.
Yep. Now we have a couple codecs to go through, and the only thing here is that you want to be in the northern part of this tube, because otherwise you'll just be getting a lot of codecs, and it'll just seem random, and you don't know what to do. But if you just stand in the northern part here, then you'll be fine. And one more after this. Oh, sorry. After the next one, then we have 2 consecutive ones. Excuse me.
So now we're going to receive the high frequency blade from Snake. The game wants you to know that you know how to use the blade, so you have to swipe at least once, and then a 45-second timer will start. If you never swipe, then the game just will never progress. And if you hang out in the southern section of the ascending colon, the game won't progress till you return to the northern part as well. So swipe once, hang north, and you are Gucci.
Did I know about the whole southern part?
Yep.
So yep,
Another
I was
quirk.
gonna. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say another quirk is if you're messing with Snake and he's chasing you, and that 45-second timer runs out, it still won't progress till Snake actually goes and tries to punch or interact with you. So if you're just running around and making him run around, it won't progress.
Shred the box on.
All right, so the Tengu One Fight coming up. This is where body armor could be useful, but we'll see if it pays off. He's going to be throwing a couple stun grenades to stun the guards, try to get to the end of the room and do a punch kick at the door. He'll let go during the kick and try to clip the load zone and skip this fight.
Okay.
Hey, Monka. All right, not bad. Very good.
Thank you.
And then for the Tengu 2 fight, you're going to see a Soul exclusive, Sons Liberty exclusive, where we're going to be using the coolant to skip this fight. So we're going to be tranking Snake, and then we're just going to be cooling off these guards until the fight just basically times out.
Guy on the left isn't kind of suspicious. It'll come eventually. Oh, actually, 2 of them are in the back. Okay.
Yeah, they really don't want to join this party.
They'll eventually give in.
This can technically be done on Substance and HD Collection, but it is extremely inconsistent to pull it off. There's a choke skip we would normally do. It's roughly equivalent in speed, but it does rely on some RNG with Snake and the Tengus. But this is fairly free.
All right, these guys are actually not coming here. All right, let's see how this goes.
This should be fine.
Yeah, I think it's because it's not the sword Tengus, because the sword Tengus will jump at you, and then you'll be able to stun them because they're the gun Tengus. Oh yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Yep, that's the fight.
It came as a complete surprise when Ocelot discovered.
So now we're going to wait for about 90 seconds before the Metal Gear Ray fight starts. On European Extreme, we have to fight 20 health bars with the rays, so it can end around raid 20 or 21, depending on health values. Tyler's going to be going for a loop where we're going to try to keep the rays in one corner of the stage. We're going to be doing particular shots at particular times, doing particular damage values to try to keep them from doing certain attacks. So if it's done correctly, you won't see any machine gun hits, any rockets, nothing. It's a little tricky to pull off. You have to maintain it for roughly 5 minutes. So we'll see how he does, and I'll explain it a little bit as we go. As Tyler is deafened for this fight, he'll be concentrating. But it is definitely my favorite fight of the game. I love the precision and what it takes to do this fight. So, but we just have to listen to the speech and just kind of wait around, make sure we're stocked up on Stinger missiles, and then we'll get going.
Every day was absolute. split between life and death.
So for the intro, there'll be a couple different ways you can do this. You can do a little more of a risky intro, which you would really want the body armor for. What you'll see Tyler do is a cartwheel forward, and then you'll do, you hit the middle ray first, then right, then left. And if you hit him in the leg, then you get a critical shot. If you hit him again in the mouth, it does nearly a third of their health. Whereas if you just hit him in the head directly, it just does a little bit of their health. So we'll do this for a couple cycles, and once we hit the right ray again, we'll avoid the water cannon here. Tyler will jump back, let the ray get on stage, dismantle this ray, take out AO2, which is this ray right here, and then the third ray will eventually jump on stage. So Tyler's going to delay that shot a little bit in order for the other rays to have a chance to come in from afar, because you don't want to fire the shots too quick, otherwise you won't be able to initiate the loop. So now we just take care of these rays until AO4, which is the left one, wants to come on stage, and then we'll get into our corner and try to start this little loop. Just gonna take out AO4. These shots can be in order. You can do one on BO1, then AO5, either or. And now since the ray has only 2 hitboxes, that's the one that's going to be coming on stage. Typically the ray with the lowest health is the one that's going to be coming on stage next. And now we're going to try to keep this little loop going. So you'll finish off this ray and then concentrate on the rays off stage. BO2, which is the left one, will eventually come up as soon as the one on stage leaves. And as long as we don't fire our shots too quick or too late, then we should be able to keep somewhat of a loop throughout. A little monk ass there. And one other thing you really got to pay attention to is your ammo count. You only get to carry 20 stingers at a time, but you do get unlimited ammo throughout. You just have to pick up ammo boxes every now and then. What you typically want to do is have at least 16 to 18 stingers per cycle. If you want the ammo box to respawn, all you have to do is look in first person view and then for a moment, and then the box will just respawn. Now we're in another cycle of this loop. So we're about halfway through the fight. We'll be taking out rays A through D. We'll see the E a little bit, but once we start seeing E's, we'll be really at the end of the fight. But Tyler's done a good job of maintaining the loop so far. Alright. As the fight gets longer and longer, this ray, which is CO4 at the moment, tends to drift off further and further. And that was an early shot by Tyler, so that could throw off the cycles a little bit. This is arguably one of the harder sections of the loop because things start to get a little haywire like this, as you can do an early shot, or that ray drifts, or that ray just does a 360 for whatever reason. And then if the fight goes haywire, then you just kind of gotta watch the rays and survive, basically. So the one off to the right is going to be coming on stage in excellent fashion. So kept the loop for the most part, which is better than a no loop. So you just have to manage the rays, but he's still managing to keep them close, which is good. Probably the far away. Yep, if the camera pans to that ray, then that means that one's going to come on stage. One shot left for this one. This one's a brand new one. He'll have one shot left for this one, so only one ray with health available to come on stage. So we're about 4 rays away from the end of the fight. Tyler doing a good job on paying attention to that Ray on stage, because if he waits and doesn't do anything, then he'll shoot knee rockets at him from that particular distance. And that would be a one-hit kill, and you'd have to do this entire fight again. All right, about a ray and a half to go. It's like probably one more shot, one more critical shot should end this fight. Nope, one more non-crit. And that's the fight. Not bad, dude.
Yeah, a little bit. Dude, just a little bit lost it at the end, but recovered. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely a good recovery. And now a testament of the MASH torture that lasts, I believe, 60 seconds on PAL PS2.
Something like that.
But this is one of the best mashers in the community, so it should be fine, I would think.
And for anyone that wants tips to do this without turbo, want to try and find where 9 times per second actually feels, and then stay there. Because my problem starting out was that I would over mash and I'd tire myself out because my max speed's about 11 to 12 on a good day. So I just like find 9 and then kind of try to like keep that same kind of rhythm going.
Yeah,
It's not
this
as
is
fast as you think.
No, you don't have to mash a million miles an hour, but it is prolonged. I mean, you got to do
moderate
it for
amount,
a
yeah.
minute. Yeah. It's one of the main reasons why we actually allow turbo in the community is for stuff like this. A lot of people have wrist problems and they can't
Yeah.
necessarily do this, but it's your choice if you want to do turbo or not. It's a little harder to get turbo going on a console, but it is definitely doable.
Almost done here. Yep, there we go.
Very nice.
What do you hope to hear? You know he doesn't know anything.
It's not him I want the answers from.
All right, coming up on the Solidus fight, and just as a reminder, time will stop on the final hit of Solidus. I'd like to thank you all for watching. It's been a bit of a bumpy ride, but hey, we made it through. We even had some memes along the way, so it's never a bad thing. But hope you guys enjoy the tail end of this marathon. And just as a reminder, coming up next is Apache Smash with World of Warcraft, so be sure to check that out.
That should be a very fun run. He's going to make it really entertaining, I promise you. So,
Unfortunately, I cannot watch it because I have to go to work right after this, but I'll definitely watch the VOD. I'm interested in seeing that because like these like MMO speedruns are always interesting to me.
and for anybody out there, all the runs, all the races, everything from this marathon will be highlighted on Twitch and uploaded to our YouTube channel within a few days. So be sure to stay tuned for that if you've missed any of the action. All right, so the Solidus fight here, what Tyler's going to do is going to try to get him into a punch loop. We're going to be doing 2 swipes at one side, 3 punches, and then just rinse and repeat the entire fight. Since it says PS2, if he does land an attack on you, it does do quite a bit of damage, unlike HD collection. You do want to be careful if you do mistime a punch. So it can definitely be a little bit of a tricky fight on an inconsistent frame rate, but it's not too bad. If that happens, you just bait rockets and then you just get back into the loop. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, okay, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, that's a one-hit kill if he lands on you.
Okay. Please don't run away. Just stay in place. I've lost count, so I'm just gonna keep on going. And oh, okay.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, all right. All right. All right, cool. We're in phase 2. Okay, just get me out of that phase. Basketball. Just get me out of that, please. Jeez. Yeah. As you see, takes quite a bit of damage whenever you actually hit by Solidus, because on the HD collection, everything's set to very easy from the torture point onward, including your like health and all that stuff. So the full thing.
Yep, and phase 2 is just basically the same. Just do the exact same punch loop. You can do different attacks on this if he ends up getting away, but as long as you're aware, should be all right. And time will be coming up on the final hit.
All right, and time.
GG.
Thank you guys. Thank you all for letting me showcase Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty on European Extreme on PS2. And like I said, I actually have to go to work, so you're not going to be watching credits. And also, this isn't a PB anyway, but thank you for Limes for commentating. Thank you, Sparta, for hosting. And like I said, be sure to stick around for World of Warcraft by Apache. Thanks for having me, everyone.
Thanks for having us.
Intermission, get everything set up, and we will be right back.